Welcome to CasaBusco Expo, the first real estate fair developed in the Evveland business metaverse. At this fair, we will have a group of experts who will share with us a version of real estate sector from perspectives that I would say they are quite new. For example, are there real estate projects already in the metaverse? Is there any advantage for the real estate company to be on Web3? And what are the smart cities? Can I visit my future home in the metaverse? To all these questions and more will be answered by Cadenas, our guest today, who is going to talk about the metaverse in real estate. Hi, Ivo. Welcome to CasaBusco Expo. It's a real pleasure to have you today with us.
Hi, Marta. Thanks for the invitation. And congratulations to CasaBusco for this initiative. That is the first one, the real estate fair in the metaverse. So thanks a lot.
Great. So first thing I would like is to introduce you properly to Ivo. And as you can see, let me just make it a little bit bigger so you can see it better. So as you can see already, Ivo is a real expert on Web3, blockchain, and metaverse. Right now, he is the Chief Blockchain Officer at Evveland Metaverse, and he is a renowned speaker about Web3 and tokenization on real estate. So I think we are ready, Ivo, to hear from you. And I have already a question that is all over the place, which is, what is this called metaverse? Because everyone is talking about it, and I'm not sure if all of us we share the same meaning. What is this?
Yeah, right. Very good question. We are going to try to explain what the metaverse is and what the metaverse is not. So let me share. So trying to clarify these questions or these doubts, what is the metaverse? No, the first question. Okay, the metaverse is a virtual world where people can interact with each other through avatars. Okay, there are our digital twins. Here we can see an example. One of there are a lot of metaverse. And one of them is the Centerland, Sandbox, Aftermath, or Evveland. As you can see, there are people, avatars, interacting. They can talk, they can walk, they can dance, they can buy, they can sell, and they can assist a concert. I mean, whatever they do, whatever they like. So that's the metaverse. But why do brands want to be in the metaverse? Okay, as you can see, there are a lot of brands, big brands, corporations, well known for everyone. And what are they doing right now? Well, for example, here, in this case, you can launch a new product, or you can use the metaverse as your showcase. You can give priority access to your premium customers, as you can see here in Samsung. Another case, you can put an historic product for auction. Which product? Okay, that was used by an iconic pop star, okay, in the past. Or you can even make a concert with avatars dancing and acquiring tickets. Maybe not, maybe it's free or just for your premium customers. You can also create your own virtual world as you like. In this case, Nikeland has created an island, a sport island, with a lot of initiatives, running events, engaging with the community, and of course, it's a place, not only a location, but a world where people like to stay, like to live, or like to invest and spend time. Of course, we are talking about young users, but whatever, can be another target of people. So at the end of the day, the people not only are acquiring lots, but and not only the big corporations, but also the real estate. The other day in the Central, someone acquired a lot, spending with $2,400,000, and it's just the beginning. So we can expect another records in the future. And of course,
that's a lot. That's a lot for sure. Now it comes to me another question related to that, which is what is exactly the difference between Metaverse, which you are explaining very well, and Web3? Are we talking about the same thing, or there are two different concepts?
Okay, very good question. They are absolutely different, but one is part of the other. I mean, it's like if you are confusing a concrete with a building or a building with an architect. No? I mean, one thing is the materials, and the other thing is the product, and the other thing is the sector. In this case, Web3 is a new generation of internet, and the metaverse is just one piece, one example, one piece of the Web3 puzzle. So now the question is, and what is Web3? And what's the difference between Web3, Web2, Web1? So let me explain a little bit better, with deeper detail, how has been this evolution from Web1 to Web3. It's like the evolution of the internet is like the story of how the user has been acquiring more and more power. I mean, at the beginning, 30 years ago, we were just able to browse. Then, after 5 or 10 years, we were able to shop, no, to e-commerce. Later, we also could make likes, give likes, and share. And now we can also own and decide. As you can see here in the picture, in the graphic, these are the 3 generations. The back one is just to surf, browse, and buy. This is in the 90s. Then about 2000, 2005, is starting the Web2. That is a social generation, interactive generation. This is thanks to the mobile devices. I mean, this massive adoption of the mobile devices is the fact that allows us to jump in the social generation, the Web2. And right now we are starting to test the Web3. What is the Web3? Is a new concept of ownership. Is a decentralization. Is a tokenization world. Is a virtual world with metaverse, and so is a place where we can not only browse and buy or and give likes, but also we can acquire, we can decide, we can vote, okay, we can live or interact in quite similar as we are doing right now in the real world. And the last thing I have to mention is that it's not only an evolution of the customer centric or user centric perspective, but it's also a business. Okay, at the beginning, 30 years ago, about 1 trillion of market capital. Now is about over 70 trillion. So it's a fact that evolution is running.
That's for sure a lot of money, and really great. This is like to see the evolution from Web 1 to Web 3. And if you ask me, I will say that most of the companies right now are on Web 2, right? So the question is, what do you think will be the advantages for any company to decide to move from Web 2 to Web 3?
Okay, for any company, not only in real estate, but in any industry, there are 2 or 3 main advantages that we can get. The first one is the branding. I mean, Metaverse and Web3 are trending topics, and they are paired with positive words. I mean, when you say Metaverse, it's like saying innovation, future. So it's a very positive word. The second advantage is the customers, how to attract new customers, probably younger, but also how to engage with the current customers and how to offer them a premium service, okay? So you can improve your engagement and your lifetime value. Finally, we are talking about increasing the sales. So you can sell any product or any service, and you can increase the buyer ticket and the time that you are spending. And finally, you are also acquiring new or getting new income sources. For example, NFT, royalties, secondary market. I mean, not only you can sell your product or your service as you are doing now in Web2, in your e-commerce or website, you can also add new income sources.
Great. So I guess we can say that the metaverse has already landed on real estate. And if that's the case, what examples can you show us?
Yeah, right. Sure, it's true that now you can see several examples of how the real estate is exploring the metaverse. For example, marketing as a marketing channel, they are attracting new customers, as we told before. So it's a lead generation tool, a sexy tool, but it's a lead generation. You can take advantage over the competitors, no, in your industry. They are, for example, in this case, CasaBusco. You can run virtual events, real estate conference or trade shows, such as CasaBusco. You can also run another kind of events, out of like opening a new buildings or something like that. So it's a very good marketing channel. The second one is the sales channel. Imagine that you can sell your home or your office or your shopping center to the potential buyer, and you can show them how it's going to be. So you can anticipate the future. Okay, you can see your house, you can walk inside, you can see how the lights, how the materials, how I mean, is a very good tool to sell your product. Okay, so maybe it's a premium service that you can charge for it, or maybe not. However, it's a experience, immersive and hyper realistic experience that helps you a lot to increase your sales. And finally, another case that is already running is the virtual real estate. We told before that that a lot of companies or corporations are acquiring lots directly in the metaverse, in the Centerland, in Sandbox, in Evveland. So they are acquiring the lot and then building wherever in the lot, but without the realtors. Why? If you are a realtor, you can also be there and you can acquire the lots and then resell, offer, rent to the future tenants. So it's exactly like we are doing now in the real life. Okay. Right. So I think that they are the three main advantages that we can, the three main examples that we can test right now.
So I guess all this that you are sharing right now with us is just the beginning. So how do you think it looks the future regarding the metaverse and Web3 in relation to real estate?
Okay, I'm not Harry Potter, so I don't know certainly which one are going to be, but in fact, we can, because there are a lot of pilots experience. We can say there are a lot of people testing, and probably they are going to be in the first 2 or 3 years. So the first one, for example, is the architecture, okay, and BIM. Architecture and BIM. The BIM is a software. Is a software that is going to be a standard tool for architects and engineers and technical people in many markets, in Europe, in North America, but also in Latin America. Okay, so in the next years, every project must be use it or develop it or with BIM. What happened? Okay, BIM is a software that easily can be replicated in the metaverse. I mean, the 3D renderings made by BIM are just with one click replicate in the metaverse thanks to Unreal Engine, for example. So it's a real case that we can test, or it's a new trend that we can test at this moment. Another, the properties appraisal. I mean, when you acquire and negotiate the acquisition of a new lot, a new land, or a new building, there are a lot of factors that can affect to the price. Some of them are because of the regulations, okay, the frameworks, but also the parties, the interested parties, can affect to the price, can speculate. Well, to avoid these frauds or semi-frauds or speculative actions, you can monitor this process with blockchain technology, okay, with an automatic process that can avoid or reduce this kind of problems. Another use case really strong that is going to disrupt in the future is the fractional ownership. Okay, of course, there are the future regulatory frameworks, not now, but in the future, are going to allow the tokenization of real estate assets. So it's going to be a way as legal as any other investment or financing vehicle to acquire a house or to acquire a shopping center. Okay, instead asking for a credit or a mortgage, etc. Related with this, but just in the case of the ownership certificate, not the ownership. I mean, not the how to finance and how to invest in the property, but the ownership certificate is just to make it like an NFT. I mean, in many countries, maybe not in North America, but in Europe, is a real problem. The notarial and registry procedures are very expensive, are very slow, are absolutely ridiculous. But they can be easily automated with NFTs. Okay. In fact, not in Europe, but in North America, there are already pilot experience with this case, no, with the NFT ownership certificate. For example, you can see this house, a real house in Florida, that has been bought by over 600K, and the ownership is an NFT. Okay. Let me talk also about the mobility. We told before that the Web2 was the Web2 generation was a fact thanks to the mobile devices. Okay. Well, now we cannot say bye-bye to mobility, but in fact we have to use it. So we can still use the VR glasses or the laptop to access to the metaverse, but we must offer also access by a smartphone, because there are 20 million VR glasses in the world, but there are 5,400 million of smartphones. So if you want to have massive adoption, you need to be accessible by a smartphone, and not only to recreational use, but also to a utility, a useful. I mean, to reserve a room, to productivity, to find the emergency exit. I mean, it's not only for gaming. The mobility, the access to the metaverse allows you also to increase your productivity. The rewards program is also another trend that some realtors are testing, because for them, they are not only important the asset management. I mean, not only acquisition, but also the asset management. For example, you can promote to your employees, the shopping center, of the users of the office. You can promote certain initiatives. For example, you can say, okay, every people who are using public transport, you are going to reward them so they can take a coffee or they can go to the gym. So we are paying them, or we are gamifying them with a reward program. Of course, let's say that a loyalty program is a NFT use case. So I think that there are maybe more trends or more cases, but the last one to say, and not less important, you can imagine in the future that we are living in a smart city. Okay, what happened in this smart city? Okay, all of us are connecting not the 5G, but the ultra high speed communications networks, the intelligent cars, or smart cars, connected cars. I mean, all the buildings, smart buildings, the highways. So the machine learning and the artificial intelligence are going to help us to live better. So in this world, this virtual world with blockchain, with Internet of Things, what's going to be, what is going to happen to the real estate? Okay, if you are going to invest right now in in this kind of technologies, you are going to be the leader of this future real estate.
Great, that's really, really interesting, Ivo. Many new things and new concepts. So you have shared with us not only information, but also use cases which show that both the Metaverse and Web3 is already here, it's a reality, right? It's not just a theory. And I'm sure that all our participants would like to review many of these concepts, or maybe they may want to go deeply into their meaning. And if that's the case, you can do so by accessing this content, which will be available at evveland.com. You have here on the screen the address. And I would like also to share with you that Evveland is a business metaverse focused on partnering with corporations and business to help make the transition from Web 2 to Web 3. So if this is your case, contact us at Evveland, and we'll be glad to walk you through a Web 3 environment. Thanks a lot, and keep tuned with our CasaBusco Expo. Best. Thank you all.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.